Hola. Getting myself together. First, I want to check to see if you guys can hear me. I know if you can hear me, there we go. You can hear me. Getting myself together. First, I want to check to see if you guys can hear me. I know if you can hear me, there we go. You could definitely hear my kids playing in the back, and that's okay. They're having a good day today. So I'm gonna go over the planetary forecast for Capricorn season. First, we're gonna talk about the Capricorn zodiac season. What that means, what's going on with the sun, what kind of temperaments that can mean for you. And it's okay if you're not a Capricorn. You don't have to be a Capricorn to listen to this planetary forecast. This forecast is for everyone. This is a overall influence on you. And I have a few planets in Capricorn. So you may want to check out your natal chart and find out if you have any planets in your natal chart that are in the Capricorn energy. Mine particularly is uh, Saturn, no, my Jupiter is in Leo. It's Saturn and Neptune, I believe, are in Capricorn, or Uranus. Saturn and Uranus are in Capricorn. Yeah, Saturn and Uranus are in Capricorn. But yeah, both of those energies are in Capricorn, and you can find out. I also do natal chart readings. So if you're interested in having a natal chart reading done, what it is, I pull a tarot card, I explain your planet, and I give a reading to that planet, and I put it in a video and I send it to you, and you do what you like with it. So I can do that for you as well. Yeah, so what I do is I go over the Capricorn season, what the overall sun is, what to have on your altar, how you may be feeling, some things to keep in mind. I go over this from a pagan point of view, Christian point of view. Um, I read the Kabbalah as well. And then I go into Metu. That's a book that me and myself and my son have read together. If you guys don't know, you can head over to my YouTube page after this video and check out our book club. We read Metu together and we shared our experience with you guys through a 3-part video series. And it's pretty cool. I really enjoyed doing that. So yeah, you could definitely check that out. And so yeah, let's get started. Capricorn season started on December 22nd and it's going on until January 19th. Goat is a symbol for this season. This is a depiction of their ability to climb to the top and find security and stability. Goats are symbols of vitality, sensuality, and health, and they're also good luck. So it's good to have Capricorn in your space. They provide this kind of energy into your life as a friend, and things of that nature. Also, Capricorns are considered as self-disciplined, responsible, independent. They finish what they start. They can also be a little controlling. They also have a strong need for financial security, as this is the earth sign. So, earth signs are all about their pinnacles. And they're very family oriented and punctual. And they're perfect for any disciplinary job, opportunity, things of that nature, such as an accountant, an engineer, attorney, drill sergeant, etc. A warning for Capricorns, and this is according to the Kabbalah. Capricorns can come across as condescending, unforgiving, and pessimistic, and they must find a balance between the physical and the spiritual. And sometimes they cannot see past the 5 senses because they become so rooted in that physical energy. Uh, like I said before, Capricorns is an earth sign. The earth signs are signs of balance and stability. They focus on material wealth, practical and grounded, and they're also very dependable. They're reliable because they focus so much on having a routine and staying grounded and things of that nature. Um, Capricorn is also a cardinal sign. Cardinal sign is like it's like cardinal means like they're like a leader. They take initiative. This is the first sign in the Earth sign club. And so Capricorns also have that energy of leadership. They're also self-motivated and ambitious and active. So if you look in your natal chart, I'll give you an example. So my Saturn is the energy of restrictions and challenges and fear and authority. Capricorn is actually the energy of Saturn, which we'll get into in more detail in a second. And so with that energy, I will have like, a lot. very hard on myself. So I may not always fulfill what I do because my Jupiter is in Leo, and like I'm never on time. But I'm very hard on myself about that. Like if I feel bad about something, I'll feel bad about something for a long time. Things like sit in my head for long periods of time. So, um, if you look in your chart and find out what planets you have in that Capricorn energy, you'll see what kind of energy you're directing towards that. I'm trying to say two words at a time, specific and particular. That particular place in your life, if you know what I mean. So getting into Saturn, Saturn and Capricorn are go hand in hand, and this is the planet that provides law enforcement in the cosmos, karma discipline, and also serves as a teacher as it inspires one to reflect on their lessons throughout the year, learning to identify and problem solve restrictions. And it takes Saturn about 28 to 30 years to complete its orbit around the zodiac. And that's why when you reach like 30, they have that saying that, oh, at 30, you start to look at life a little different. You're like, what's going on? I want to change some things. Or you're like, oh, why my life isn't the way it was. Well, that's that Capricorn, that Saturn energy coming into play into your life. And then that's also what brings us into the new year. The new year also being in Capricorn season, that's the time where we start to make resolutions for ourselves and start creating a structure and a new discipline and new routine for ourselves. And like we said before, that earth sign is very good with the routine and being dependable and repetitive and so on and so forth. So, yeah, masculine energy, Saturn and Capricorn also are masculine energies, and this is an energy of being extroverted. It's a projected energy. It's more into the physical aspect, like we said before. So this is like a triple whammy on that Capricorn energy because like everything that aligns with it. It also rules Aquarius. Saturn also does. And referring to the book of formation, the letters Ayin and Bet control this month. So in the Kabbalah, it's sounds that created the planets. It's sounds that create the months and the energy of the seasons. So when you learn about, the different sounds that made the planet and things like that, it gets you in tune with the the universe, one sound, one song. Capricorn is also associated with the 10th house, and its position indicates the path someone will follow in career and how they appear in their community, success, and authority. In Vedic astrology, Bard says focus on your knees, hips, and participate in Raj Yoga during this time. And this is also a good time for professional success. And that makes sense as Capricorn is the time, where you start to take initiative, start planning and organizing and doing more hands-on things in your life and the things that you have going on. The 11th house is also associated with this energy. Oh no, we're not going to scratch that. It's just the 10th house. So according to Metsunetter, sphere 10 is associated with this energy. This is physical structure, the product, once you put all those elements throughout all those other spheres in, is also the energy of outcome and creation. 11 is the master number, and this is the number associated with inner teacher and spiritual alignment. Um, and so the tarot cards associated with Capricorn energy, one is the devil card. And when the devil card is devil card is considered the realm of changing issues. So universal law within paths. So kind of like creating that alignment and all those things within. And then when you have the devil card upright, this is the card of passion and energy, rediscovery. When you have this card in reverse, this can be the card of obsessions and addictions and misguided passions. So when, like, if you do have Capricorn energy in your chart, you have to think to yourself, is this energy aligned? Is this energy in the balance that it is supposed to be for healthy living? You know what I'm saying? So when you get into this tarot cards, when you have an upright card at any time, it's saying that there is a balance there. When you have a reverse card, it's saying that there is an imbalance there. So during this Capricorn energy, it brings you to those questions like, are you balanced? What are your motives for the possessions that you have or the possessions that you strive to obtain? What um are you obsessed with it? Are you evolving your entire self and life around it? You have to ask yourself those questions. Queen of Pentacles, because like I said before, Pentacles is also associated with Capricorn energy, is also the tarot card of this energy. And this energy upright deals with material and material instincts. Are you good at obtaining things? Like when you're in a group of people, are you the go-to person for these things? If it's in an imbalance, are you ruthless to obtain these things? Are you using people? Are you being unethical? Are you doing things that are harmful to yourself on any level? It's not always the physical level. It can also be on a mental, a spiritual level, an energetic level. Are you doing harmful things to yourself to obtain these material things? And those are things you need to ask yourself during this time to find out if you have a balance or imbalance in that. Uh, yeah. So, getting into Saturn tarot, the tarot energy that's associated with Saturn is the World Tarot card. And this deals with the realm. And when you have this card upright, this deals with total success and commitment. And then when you have this card in reversal, it deals with a fear of your own success. You may feel like you don't deserve it, or you're afraid of disappointment. So that comes to that question of balance. Are you balanced to where you see your success in the light? Are you proud of your success? Do you work hard? Do you have good instincts when it comes to success? Or are you just doing any and everything, and then the things that you are doing, you're dismissing? If you guys aren't in tune, last night, myself and Marcus, we had an advice column last night, something that we're going to be doing on a every other day, a bi-daily basis, so on and so forth. And one person actually came with the question, I compare myself to others, and when they talk about their accomplishments, they seem great while mine seem minuscule. Well, it's beautiful that that question was asked during this time, and beautiful that that question was answered, and me and Marcus got to reflect on things within ourselves to answer that question during this time. Because yes, I did come from a place of imbalance, and I'm still constantly maintaining balance. And with that being said, there are times where I feel like I get I put so much work, and sometimes I don't give the work that I put in the credit it deserves. And so when I receive the things that I'm supposed to receive, I don't know how to receive it because I haven't given myself the credit yet. You know what I mean? Like I haven't, I'm still not giving myself the value I need. I need, value myself. And those are certain things that you can say to yourself in the mirror if you can relate to, that kind of feeling. Yes. So moving on. The number 8 is associated with Saturn as well. This number associates with material abundance, career success, self-balance of material and spiritual realms, which is something that we just got into. Like, what are you doing to obtain these material things? Are you doing any and everything? And if so, you need to, check what it is that you're doing. Also composed of 2 whole circles, which is the affinity symbol. Yes. So moving on, getting into Metunetter, the number 8 deals with on okay, so sphere 8, when dealing with the tree of life in regards to manifestation, the sphere 8 deals with focusing on labeling and species. So that's when you get into differentiating things and putting things into different categories. When you start to develop a vocabulary to label things, you begin to be able to describe things. So that's where we're coming. And that comes with a certain level of discipline, right? We have to have a certain level of discipline to have adequate language. Otherwise, you're just making sounds. When dealing with Cosmo of Man and Metunetter, when dealing with within the sphere 8, this deals with identification of demographics due to lack of understanding of Oh, this deals with the identification of demographics, period. And due to lack of understanding of spheres 1, 0 through 6, which are the spheres that deal with understanding oneness, understanding that your individual goal is not above the whole, and vice versa, understanding to be in the world and not of it, and things of that nature. Our sphere 8 is where man's ills lie. So we become so consumed with sphere 8. We actually have an indulgence in sphere 8, especially this past season. We've had so many planets aligned in Capricorn energy. So, and that was pretty interesting. We had Saturn, we had Jupiter, we had Uranus. We still have Pluto in Capricorn energy. We had, obviously we always had the inner planets always going in and out of Capricorn energy, which was aligning with the outer planets. So, we were very much indulged in that Capricorn energy this past year. And with Uranus still staying in Capricorn energy, which the planetary forecast, I'll get into with you guys later, with it staying in it much longer, and we get into the energies of that, it's very interesting what we'll see as the other planets head to Aquarius energy. I'm very excited about that. But coming back to this, it makes sense that that's where our ills lie. We are so overconsumed. We do have an imbalance in our Capricorn energy. We are very overconsumed to this, and we need a better understanding of spheres 0 through 6 of it's a mind shift, because when you get into like the economy and the things that we've created and the systems that we've created, they're cool. It's a beautiful reflection of how complex we are. At the same token, um, it's it's creating a division. I want to live the way I want to live, you want to live the way you want to live, and so on and so forth. However, all the different ways we want to live are all still material driven if we want to get down to it, and it all still requires materials. It all still requires us to obtain money and indulge in other activities that that are drenched in materials to obtain said money, to get the materials we need to live the lifestyle. And regardless of which path we choose, they're all overly saturated in that. There are oversaturations of labels in each realm. No one realm is more righteous than the other in that sense at all. So yeah, there's definitely needs to be a better understanding of sphere 0 through 6. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, you can go over to my YouTube page, myself and Ezekiel. We do have a book club that we did together, and we read Metu Netter Volume 1 together, and we went into detail as to what the spheres are and how to live by those and abide by those. Ashe. Moving on. Capricorn is also associated with the color blue, and blue is the color of wisdom, spirituality, faithfulness, communication, calming, and it's also an inspiring color. It's the color of the sky, so the heavens and things like of that nature. Silver is also a color that's associated with the Capricorn energy. This is the color of sophistication, elegance, and gracefulness. This is also the metal of emotion and the psyche, and it brings patience and perseverance to the wearer. So any type of metal that you wear that has that silver color is good for your moon energy. Gray is also a good color for this season. This is like the shadow to the silver, and this is the color of loss and depression and monotony and being conservative, which is a heavy energy we feel within the Capricorn energy. Green is also the color associated with this energy. This is also the color of fertility, hope, peace, friendship, renewal, harmony, and freedom. And we do enter that energy, right, as we enter the new year, and we start to become hopeful. We start to make plans to take trips for the spring and the summer, and we nest for that. Yes, you're right. Okay. So when I'm in the chat, I can't see your comments, but now I'm in a space where I can. So thank you. Yes, you're right. We are lacking in shared ideology. We all should be aligned. And I think it's beautiful that we are becoming aligned. I also see a energy that's fighting that alignment. Like I see, especially on the internet, people are very outspoken on the internet. That's a lot of people's safe space, and that's okay. I think it's beautiful that your safe space is a space that connects to the world. It's pretty dope. Um, However, there is an energy that is fighting this collective energy. And what they're doing is, making comments like, why is everybody a tarot reader? Or why is everybody suddenly in the stones? Everybody's getting locks. Everybody does music. Da, da, da. Why are we all doing this? Everybody wants to have multiple businesses. Everybody. Yes, we are supposed to be in alignment. We should be in alignment. We are all supposed to eventually get to this space. Eventually, we will transcend from this space as well and get to the point where we will be above the materialism of it all. You know, we will get more in tune with sphere 0 through 6 and learning to be in the world and not out of it, and learning to give to earth the way the earth has been giving to us all along, and learning to trust the earth and trust ourselves. We've stopped trusting ourselves, and that's why there are people out here who distrust spirituality and distrust all these things, because people distrust themselves. And if you're not trusting yourself, you and trusting the God in you, you can't see the God in you in the other things. Like I see the God in me in the crystals because I know that God made them just like God made me. I see, myself in the plants and the herbs and the fruit. So when you're eating those things, you have to trust those things, right? Like you have trust in those things. And if you don't have that ultimate trust in yourself to make good decisions and do the right thing with things that you put in and on your body, you're not going to trust the things that you're putting in and on your body, and you make poor decisions. And it's so like, yeah, we're all supposed to be moving to this alignment. Yeah, look at what has been happening when we're not. We're going to war, we're separating ourselves from each other, we're belittling people. We have these people utilizing this safe space on this platform to talk about their childhood traumas and feeling like the black sheep their whole life, and feeling like that kid that didn't fit in and got picked on, and now they're an adult dealing with things that they never had to deal with, that they thought they were alone dealing with. Like, look at all the things that we're healing from because we were not in alignment. So yeah, let us ascend. That's what we're supposed to be doing. It's okay that we're still in the material space, It's okay. We're slowly getting above this too. I see people saying, y'all don't need those crystals, y'all don't need those cards, y'all don't need this. And you don't. You don't. I like them. I like to use them. But you don't. You don't need them. So yes. You finished volume 6? That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Me and my son, we definitely have to get back on those volumes. Those were beautiful books. Definitely beautiful books that produced like such great alignment in my life. Especially since because I read the book once a month. I have to for the Planetary Forecast. I love doing these things with you guys because it keeps me in alignment. It creates a discipline within me. So yeah. Getting into Saturn energy is associated with the day Saturday. So during the season, Saturday is definitely the day to tap into, the God and yourself and everything. This is the day of longevity and grounding and wisdom. The stones during this time that you can have on your altar, and when I say altar, you don't have to have like a whole like altar thing. This is your altar. This is my altar. Like like this is my altar. You could have your altar could be your phone screen. If your phone is that important to you, just change the home screen on your phone to the stone of your choice or the mantra of your choice or something. Like, your altar is whatever you make it, because you gotta trust yourself. You gotta trust the God in you. The things that you want to do, the things that are important to you are not silly. They're not silly, they're not asinine, they're not stupid. It's a reason why those thoughts and those desires are coming to you. But you have to trust your energy, you have to trust your spirit, and not think because what you're doing is not exactly what other people are doing, it's not okay. Or please don't feel like because what you're doing is not what other people are doing, you get to impose and create a group. You can align with other people who believe the way you believe, but it's no right or wrong way. A knee is a knee, a toe is a toe. Be you. So yeah, Apache tier. That is a good stone for this time. Essentially, black stones are good for this day. But getting into detail, Apache tier specifically is good for psychic protection and also helps with emotional grief and grounding. Hematite is good for improving your iron absorption. It's also good for improving relationships, intuition, and balance. Jet is good grounding energy filter. It also helps with pain relief and healing. Obsidian is a good stone for protection. It also helps the sensitive with depression, and it's also good for your blood and providing energy. Onyx is also a good stone. It sharpens the senses, protects against energy, and gives confidence. Serpentine is also a good stone for this time. It provides meditation, wisdom. It also assists with healing problems in areas of spiritual exploration, which, like, we keep coming back to Capricorn energy being that energy where it's time to go in and check that inner authority. What have you been doing? What do you want to do? Has what you've been doing been beneficial to you this year? And we're getting ready for the new year, and you could talk about January 1st new year. We can also talk about Aries season new year, where we're getting into the spring. And what do you want to create for the spring? A lot of us are getting ourselves healthy for the spring. A lot of us are, buying ourselves clothes and getting ready for trips for the spring. We don't think about it, but innately, that's our new year. You know what I mean? Like, we do plan things for that season. We do say, oh, well, new year, new me, but spring season, that's when we really come into ourselves, right? You don't even realize your spirit's always guiding you, even within this energy that's constantly pushing what they want you to do. So that's also beautiful. Patchouli is a good herb for this time, and this is good for pain relief. It's also a good antibacterial, antifungal, and insecticide. It's also great for weight loss. So that's my overall on Capricorn season in regards to the Kabbalah, pagan, and Christianity, and just mainstream what we do and what we think. And so now I'm going to get into Metu Neter in a deeper sense. What I like to do is I'll pull out the book and I go to, first we talk about the spiritual direction and your sympathetic and parasympathetic systems. So during this time, we're coming out of the northwest being the spiritual direction, and we're coming into the north being the spiritual direction. And this is going on from December 21st to February 5th. The hours, yes, spring is definitely the time to plant your seed. In summer, you cultivate that seed. In the fall, you reap what you have sown. Yes. And we align ourselves in our activities in that way. We really, really, really do. And, during this time, we're like, building ourselves up. Then, during the summertime, now we out and about. We're going on trips. We got the summer body. We done did the diet, and we saved the money. We got the house. We did everything we wanted to. Now we're having the parties. And then in the fall, we're coming back into ourselves, coming back into our homes, and we have these memories, we have this laughter, we have this happiness, we have the money we saved, the house we bought. Now we have the table that we wanted in the house for the holidays when we come together and we sit amongst each other. And then in the wintertime, hibernation time, my favorite time. I'm hibernating, but the sun is coming out, so Nika about to start coming out. But yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So at this point in time, the netter during this time is Seker. And I know I butcher these, so if you are way better in pronouncing the names of the netters, send me some voicemails. I want to learn. I don't always want to be the smartest person in the room. Sometimes I want to be quiet and be a student. So please don't. That's how I'm able to tell others because I have people teaching me, and then I also, go within and trust myself. So please, I accept it. Anyway, and that's also introducing an insecurity of me. My insecurity is my pronunciation of these letters. So yeah, this deals with your parasympathetic has arrived at its extreme point, and your sympathetic has just been reborn. So you have been, kind of quiet and cool in the house in November, December, late October. So now you're starting to come like, oh, it's gonna come out. Like, and I just got done saying it. You are in non-REM sleep or trance, and the focus of your consciousness as you sleep has returned to the subjective realm, to Amen, that Ra may enter the secret sea of Maro and be renewed in the waters of Nut. Khepera has taken the seed you sowed in the womb of All Set during the preceding period and fashioned the egg from which it will be born into the world. So that comes back into the energy of Capricorn energy of coming within yourself, and also the fall of, the harvest and things of that nature. In the cycle of the year, because these aren't just the Capricorn season. Let me come back to that. Understand that these are block times. So the last spiritual direction was from November 5th to December 21st. So this one is December 21st to February 5th. Coming back to that, so you guys have an idea of the time intervals. Yeah. So the focus of your consciousness as you sleep has returned to the subjective realm, to Amen, that Ra may enter the secret sea of Mara to be renewed in the waters of Nut. Khepera has taken the seed you sowed in the womb of All Set during the preceding period and fashioned the egg from which it will be born into the world. In the cycle of the year, this is the winter solstice, which was on the 21st. I hope y'all solstice was fly. Mine was. I spent it with a dope ass spiritual tribe. We ate the same food that we put on the altar. It was beautiful. This time of the year and day is the most auspicious time for you, for your neck bet faculty. And the sounds, the mantras for this is Aung, which is Aung, Hong, which is Hang, and Kshang, which is Kshang. And during the 4 days, which is December 21st to 24th, fast, meditate, and chant to energize the decisions made at the autumnal equinox ritual. A group of my friends actually went on a juice fast during that period of time. That was beautiful. I have not, because my fast was all month of December, actually. This is definitely not the time to be caught drunk and filled with domesticated beast in your stomach. Wonder why there has been no peace on earth. Your sympathetic has been reawakened, but it is still underground. So understand this. During this time, like you said before, you have been hibernating. This is the hibernating time, kind of chill, low energy, you're tired. Even the sun is down at an early period of time for us on the East Coast that deal with that thing. But this is what we deal with. Even on the West Coast, it's colder than usual, so people kind of want to be inward. So but now as the new year comes, you guys all want to go. Everybody wants to go out. Everybody wants to, do their thing. However, I say, like, okay, so I'll make it even smaller, because I think of this as Russian dolls. Think of this even on an even smaller scale. You wake up in the morning. The first thing you put in your body is the most important when you wake up in the morning. Let it be a glass of room temperature water, a piece of fruit. You know what I mean? Let it be, like, because that sets the tone for the rest of your day. So now let's take that small thought and make it bigger. It's time to wake up for the season. And the first thing you're doing is getting drunk and eating a bunch of meat and ham and things that should not be in your body. That's setting the tone for the rest of your season, your year, your how you're going to go about things. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you have to think about it. And during this time, that's when everyone is having the big fancy Christmas dinners and the big New Year's dinners and da, 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 da. Listen, I'm going to put them collard greens and them black eyed peas on the stove, and guess what? That's what I'm eating. I'm not eating nothing else, because that's all I need. That's what I'm putting on my altar. That's what I'm eating. And that's me chilling. You don't have to overdo it. Everybody putting all this eggnog and milk in their body. And I'm not looking down on nobody because I fucking love eggnog. But I know that that's not for me and that's not what should be in my body, especially around this time. Now I know better, so I do better. This is not the time for overconsumption. This is the time to align and look at those tarot cards that we talked about earlier and say, hey, what have I been doing materialistically wise? And have I been doing the most to get it? Have I been over consuming? And if the answer is yes, stop doing the most around Christmas, please. Like, but yeah, like this is the time. Like, this is the fourth quarter. All the businesses come in. Look at themselves. Look at yourself like a business if that's how you got to think about it. And say, hey, what I've been doing all of these, quarters or whatever. And all that to say, around New Year's, you're supposed to be very mindful of what you put in your body, especially. You're supposed to fast during the solstice up until Christmas Eve, and yeah, then the following year you're supposed to be very mindful of what you put in your body as you awaken for the rest of the year. Then that is my quick summary for that part. Yeah, this will affect how your seeds are sown and reach gestation and so on and so forth. So now we're going to get into the netter of this energy. Animals aren't food. You're absolutely right. Animals are not food. They are not. They're supposed to be like companions and like we chilling. There are people who think different. I don't like to debate. This is a discipline that I created for myself and it flows with me. It makes me feel good. There are periods of time where I would eat fish. I would eat chicken. The month of December, I haven't done either. I was vegan for 4 years at one point in time. So like I go back and forth. I never go back to like red meat and stuff like that. But like I go back and forth. I don't look down on anybody. Everybody, has their own discipline, but let it be a discipline. Don't just say, oh, I just don't want to, or I don't have a discipline. A discipline is necessary. Getting into the netter, Seker. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Let me know if I am or if I am not. But in comedic, this is Ta, Ptah, Amit, and Kapir. Canaanites, this is Ama, Aima, Ama. Um, in the Kabbalistical sense is Bana. Yoruba is Babalu, and Hindu Kush is Kali. And that's dealing with the 50. Hold up. We about to. So, Seker is a Memphite god of the dead. He's a funerary god. He's in charge of. I can't read my handwriting, but that's what he's in charge of. But he is the god of the dead. And Ta is also associated with Osiris, creation, stability, death. Ta, Amit of the Kemetic sense, brings all things to manifestation and thoughts with the 50 sound units of power in the third sphere when you're dealing with Metunetter. And 3 is the number of creation. So we're talking about creation and manifestation. Coming back to that Capricorn energy of material things and pinnacles. See how all this stuff is aligned? Everything is aligned. So, take your pick. But yeah, coming back to that energy of physical sense. Babalu A in the Yoruba energy is the energy of life and death. And this was also the energy of plague, illness, as well as Saint Lazarus. This energy is also associated with Saint Lazarus. Kapir was associated with housing conscience and will of those who did not live in harmony with Mot. Kapir also is the conscious and the guilt in that life. Amit is part of the spirit to destroy Ab, and Ta is the being of life events. In the Kabbalistical sense, Bana deals with the 50 gates. In Hindu Kush, Kali is the deity with the 50 skulls strung on the necklace. And, all dealing with manifestation and creation and getting that shit done. And Ama and Ama, they're the dreaded sterile mothers, so still dealing with that death and, barrenness. Asar is the 50 oarsmen that were pushing the boat. Also, when a woman is born, she's born with 500,000 eggs. Isn't that beautiful? Just 500,000 eggs of manifestation. That's what's up. That's what's up. And this is the underlying structure of the divine plan. It provides order and harmony, interactions between the forces, and forming manifestation. And that comes back to the ideal that Capricorn energy is rooted in that physical, material wealth, pinnacles, etc., etc. But we do have to have balance when we pull those tarot cards. Are you upright or reversed? Um, we're also dealing with the third sphere, and this is the sphere of creation. Times for eating, exercising, sex, work, meditation must not be dedicated to cravings, feelings, or social economic factors, but by the cyclical mechanisms governing nature. So you don't be, this is not the time of overindulging. This is not the time of over-consuming. This is the time of discipline. This is the time of saying, okay, well, nature says this is when I'm supposed to be doing this, this, and this. So let me do that. And it's very difficult because during this time, um, thank you. But it's funny because during this time we are told to overindulge, and this time we also overindulge in work. We work overtime, we work extra hours and all these things so we can have money for the holidays, and we can, work on these extra days so we can go vacation these days. And we're not supposed to be doing those things in that way either, because that's putting us out of alignment with the other things you're supposed to be doing. The hours you're supposed to be exercising, the hours you're supposed to be meditating, the hours you're supposed to be eating or having sex, etc. I also went not the whole month. I kind of cheated. I went 4 weeks fast on sex. How about that? But it was intentional. My intentions were good. But yeah, you're supposed to, find a discipline. And so now, because the fast occurred, there's now a discipline there that, might have not been there before had there been no fast. Might have been just indulging. It's not the time. Money has nothing to do with divine order. You're absolutely right. Nor the time to be worried about wanting money. Ashe. Yes, we need to think bigger. Think bigger than the physical things. And that's why this is the time to do that. And this is the time for me to have the conversation with you all on this platform as we enter this season and we come into we reawaken our inner selves. Like, we got to do something different, y'all. We're coming into a new energy. We're coming into the Aquarius energy. We're coming out of the restrictions and stuff. We still have, I'm getting ahead of myself. I ain't even on the Planetary Forecast yet. But, we're coming out of some things. So, it's time to enter that energy, y'all. So coming back, number 13, coming back. Black is the color associated with this time. And this is the color of gravity, wisdom, elegance, as well as a time of mourning, rest, going inward, your soul, reception, and protection. Indigo is also another color for this time. So we're dealing with dark colors. This colors deals with spirituality, wisdom, devotion, creativity, fairness, justice, and dignity. The number 13 we deal with during this time. I believe it was like 2 years ago we had a Friday the 13th of December, or last year. And that was such a beautiful, I love that. 13 is the number of feminine energy. And what you guys don't know, well, I'm sure a lot of you guys do, is number 13 is the number of phases of the moon. It's also the number of the feminine energy. However, spiritual individuals who did not practice Christianity celebrated the 13th and Friday, and having Friday the 13th, because we know Friday is the energy of Venus, which is also a feminine energy. So to have both fall on the same day is such a yay. You know what I mean? So to celebrate that, and if a Christian seen you celebrating it, they kill you. So that's why Friday the 13th became unlucky, because it was like, if we're seen celebrating it, we gonna die. Kind of unlucky, because I really want to celebrate this shit. And then some people be like, you know what, I'm gonna ride for mine, and they do it anyway. So that's a fun fact. 13 is associated with this energy. And there's also 13 days in ovulation, in case you guys were wondering and you guys never looked at at a period calendar before. There's 13 days in that, and it's pretty fun. That's like the best times. That's when your partner seems the most. It's like their voice changes, their smell changes. Like it's so love. Like what our energy does just naturally. You know what I mean? It's cool. Um, the gems during this time, blue sapphire, coming back to that blue color. This deals with celestial hope, faith, protection. You're right. That is what black means. Fortune, insight, and wisdom. Onyx deals with a soothing stone during emotional turmoil. It also releases negativity and guards the wearer from evil eye. Lead is the metal to have during this time, and this deals with death and decay. This is the metal of redemption and transformation, the metal of life and death, which is also pretty cool to have during this time too, because that also deals with what Pluto is doing out in that Capricorn energy. The to have in your back during this time are Artemisia. I know I'm about to butcher these Jones. Artemisia vulgaris, and this is good for a cough and stomach, intestines, parasites, inflammation, cold, anxiety. It's also good for your heart, and which is very good now because I don't think we get colds or the flu anymore. I think we just get COVID. So, so yeah, go cop that. Jerusalem tea. A bitter broom is also good to have in your bag, and this is good for poor blood circulation. I definitely need that. I have issues with circulation in my legs, stones, constipation, and as well as cramps. As far as oils, good oils to have during this time, myrrh. I love. I know I'm not saying it right. I just like to say that myrrh. This is a good antibacterial. It's also a good antiseptic, anti-inflammatory. Kills parasites, grounding, soothing, spiritual, and awakening. Cypress is also good, and this connects body and mind to equilibrium and to the soul, and also helps with life changes and extreme emotions. That's nice. Incense to have at this time, southern wood leaves, which is a good bug repellent and antifungal, as well as myrrh and cypress. The spiritual direction during this time is the east, and the mundane direction is the southwest. And that's what's happening. And that comes back to like you trusting yourself. Like when you trust yourself and you're in tune with the God in you, you can trust the God and the other things around you. The stones, your ability to perform alchemy and create organites or create structures with these stones to amplify your energies or amplify other energies of the earth, the sun, and the moon. Also trust the God in you to create alchemy, to take the God and the plants to create the medicines and the tonics and the salves and all the things that you need. And if you don't trust the God in you, you can call me because I'm a certified herbalist. I got you, cuz I trust the God in me. We could trust me together. But yeah, like you have to trust. And then you also have to trust the process of life and death. I think there's not enough trust in that process either. And because you don't trust that process, everything is like, nope, I'm not dying. People don't die. People not going to die. You guys would rather have your families go through suffering and pain or be born like a certain kind of way and just live an entire life of suffering and pain than just accepting, a plan, accepting the process, accepting that maybe there's, this was like a really, really short pit stop, or, there just has to be a better level of acceptance of things. Just go with the flow of how the universe needs you to align to do things. Definitely have to trust the God in everything. Ashe. Know thyself, as the ancient African Egyptian proverb reads, never go against the teachings of the ancestors. No, no, don't do that. I mean, even if you try to do that, the universe always like pulls you back. Like the universe always taps your hand and reminds you, like, no, they're gonna take the things away from you that you hold dear, and you're like, dang, why I keep losing this money, or like, why is it so hard? Like, why am I having a hard time obtaining all these things? Why am I having a hard time obtaining all these material things? And it's stressful. I'm trying to keep this house. I'm trying to keep these cars. trying to keep these things, and people want to steal from me, and people want to do these things, and I got to work harder and do this. Well, understand that maybe the things that you have are things that you're not supposed to have. Maybe you're trying really hard to hold on to things that are not supposed to be in your possession, and that's okay. Let it go. Gotta be okay with letting that jungle and just go with the flow. Life is easier. You accept things better. You heal different. The scabs heal a little different. They don't scar as hard. It's like you use Neosporin. It's different, I'm telling you. I think that if I was not who I am today, if I was who I was last year, or shit, 3, 4 years ago, dealing with what I dealt with this year, and I even had some moments where I fell short this year, I feel like. And no, I definitely, the scabs come together different this time around, and it's beautiful. I'm here for it. So let's move on to the next part. The personality portfolio during this time. Yes, if you reject your ancestors, your offspring will reject you. You know what? Listen, I'm gonna tell you why I resonated with, like, it hit my heart and it made me, because of my sons. My sons, they keep me so aligned. It's astounding. I make dreams and I manifest things for myself, and I would have all these open-ended projects because at one point in time I didn't value my time and energy. You know what I mean? And so, like, but I still had these manifestations. I still had these desires that I couldn't get rid of, no matter where I was in my space. And so when as my sons get older and they learn to communicate their wants and their needs, they keep me so aligned. My oldest son, he loves to volunteer. He loves the earth. He loves gardening. He loves to read. He just in that space. And I can't afford to pay people. I can't afford to pay the Sylvan Learning Center and all these things. And especially with COVID, this thing now, they really done shut our kids out of, and like, social interpersonal skills. They shut our kids out, to be real. Like, I think they're trying to bring Metropolis out here, cuz, like, and so, but that's what he wants. So now I have to align, I have to align with my son. And as I'm aligning with my son, we're reading books. We're reading Planetary. We're reading The Science and Myth of Melanin. We're reading How Long to Black Future Month. We're reading entertaining books, but also informational books on us, our blackness, the art we create, and it keeps me so aligned. We're about to go volunteer at a garden later on this afternoon, because he voiced that he wants to go outside. He misses doing things, and I've aligned with so many great spiritual beings, and and this morning we actually woke up. I woke up this morning, and we're all in a group together now on Instagram, and we were talking and aligning, and I was telling them about my sons and how. My youngest son loves to be outside, and I always said I want to buy land somewhere where it's warm all year round because I want my kids to run outside. I want my kids have to go outside and be able to eat out off the tree. I take my son in the store, he eats off the shelf. If he can't eat it off the shelf, he don't want it. That's how aligned my son keeps me. You know what I'm saying? Do you understand? Like, he likes candy too and shit, as all kids love sweets, but like, he'll eat some motherfucking broccoli. Like, and he wants that joint raw. Like, he wants these peppers chopped up raw. Like, he wants to be able to go outside and just grab that and eat it, and that's what it is. And so, like, my kids keep me so aligned because those are the things I manifested for myself. And now I have these little beings that are like, nah, keep going. We here, but you need to keep going because that's what we want. That's what we need, because we ain't surviving without it. We ain't surviving well without it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you're right. I like that one. You're right. Getting into, Michael Jackson said, life ain't so bad at all when you live it off the wall. Yeah, that's my jam too. I like Off the Wall. Mikey was my favorite one. Personality portfolio. So through his action on the Kabit, the animal spirit, the frigid and dry energy of Saturn has the following effects on the personality. We're dealing with sphere 9 now. The sphere of completion. Also the sphere, when things come into completion, it comes into the physical self. Emotional traits during this time: positive, stable, sober, steadfast, reserved in your speech because you got that conservative energy going on, the restriction energy of Saturn and Capricorn. Um, Thrifty and studious, austere, steadfast in friendship, reliable, appreciative of structure and limitations, patient and hardworking. Negative traits during this time, they use some big words. It's like nah. Depressed, jealous, mistrustful, suspicious, a liar, malicious. Yo, Capricorns be lying. Why y'all be lying like that? That be making me mad because I'm a Virgo and I pay attention to everything. I'm very, very observant. I always be catching lies. Y'all be lying. Stop lying like that. Don't lie like that no more. Especially not to me. I feel like lying to me is an insult to my intelligence because I'm so observant. Don't lie. Anyway, moving on. And don't be feeling tempted to lie during the season if you got, especially if your Mercury is in Capricorn. Don't be lying this season. Keep that to yourself. Don't nobody care about that. Malicious, timorous, miserly, unappreciative of structure, limitations, unsympathetic, stubborn, inhibited, phobious, mistrustful, unadaptive, separative, envious, and stingy. Don't be stingy. Me too, but all signs lie. LOL. Yeah, all signs lie. I think people with a Mercury and Gemini, them the liars. Like them the ones that like they roll on the floor and start crying because you don't believe they lie, and then they turn around and then laugh and then tell you how they was lying. Like it was cool that they lied, and it'd be like, you're crazy. There's special rooms for people with their Mercuries and Gemini. And that's what I'm going to say about that. So mental traits during this time, the positive mental traits, suppression of thought process through deep concentration, resulting from perfection in the men-ab meditation system, leading to the ability to A, awaken a direction of units of spiritual power, or B, enter in attunement with the spiritual forces that are in charge of the orderly unfoldment of events in the world. Hence, good powers of planning, organizing, appreciative, and structure of limitations. So if you are balanced, that's how you'll feel. You'll appreciate structure, you'll appreciate discipline, you won't go against it or be like, oh, well, I'm gonna try to do what I want to do, even though the universe keeps trying to take it away from me. Negative, when you're at an imbalance, mental traits are lack of concentration, poor planning, absence of plans, unappreciative of structure and limitations. I've actually been pretty concentrated. I've been a little, it's like, it's a concentration, but it's also a little bit everywhere because there's so many things that I have to do. So with so many, like, I got like a tree and a bunch of branches going on. Not too many, but a bunch. Social correspondences during this time, career functions, elderly persons, property owners, farmers, miners, subway workers, funerary industries. Yeah, because a lot of people pass during this time. Priests and priestesses skilled in the use of words and powers. Spiritual portfolio, imposition of divine law from within by deities and spirits, destiny, success in life, organization, structure, cycles, hierarchy, phases, limitations, delays, and obstructions. Spiritual function. No two things can occupy the same place at the same time. That's physics. Divine law and order, therefore, guarantee all things their day in the sun. The coming into being and the unfolding of all events in life are controlled by spiritual forces for the sake of maintaining order in the world. The spiritual forces maintain order in the world by organizing all things and their parts into a hierarchy of place and time. Regarding life events, we therefore do not make up the plans that we will follow, but seek to intuit the spiritual structure controlling the events in our lives as ordained by the spirits. Incidentally, these structures or patterns that are woven into the energy matter are analogous to the patterns that are formed when sound vibrations are deployed over the surface of water or other things, like the crystals or etc. They have been reproduced in many cultures and are known as vivas, yantras, mantras, etc. People with a well-developed ability to concentrate, which enables them to intuit the spiritual structures underlying events, are said to be good planners. They also have the capacity to accept and appreciate the limitations that these structures impose on their thoughts, emotions, and actions. As these structures guarantee each thing its time and place for manifesting by maintaining order, these people are successful in their lives. Those who lack the ability or inclination to concentrate deeply enough to intuit the underlying structures of things, they either fail to plan or lack the capacity to accept and appreciate structures and limitations. And that's coming back to my idea of, well, not my idea, that comes back to the fact of trusting the God in you. You cannot go around in life not trusting the God in you. If you keep getting signs and you keep hearing things and you keep having these strong desires and you're suppressing them because of what outside forces are telling you is what's supposed to happen, you are not trusting the God in you. You are not getting aligned. And the longer you wait to get aligned, you're not going to be happy. You're going to be, why is my head hurt? Why does my back hurt? You start to hold your stress physically. I'm gaining weight. I can't lose this weight. This weight is staying in this part of my stomach. Yeah, because you're holding it. Yeah, you can't keep going on not trusting the God in you. You gotta let go. You gotta let the spirit just take you and do that thought that keeps coming in your head and stop thinking that it's far fetched. It's not far fetched. It's not far fetched if you can think it and it keeps coming to you. You know what I'm saying? Like the things that I'm doing now, I dreamed of when I was in first grade, like kindergarten, like, and I'm doing it. It's not far fetched. It's not. I spent a lot of years moving as if it was far fetched and wondering why nothing would sit right in my spirit. And the thing about me that I always appreciated about myself is I didn't always listen to what my spirit wanted me to do, but when I was feeling like I was being pushed, I let myself be pushed. But I didn't let myself be pulled, if that makes sense. I wasn't walking into doors, but I was allowed. But when the energy was like, get out this one, I would get out. But then I would just be in a hallway. And I would, nah, I can't get pulled into there. That's crazy. I can't get pulled in there. That don't even make sense. I can't get pulled into there. What do people think? Like, you know? And I've had a kid, I've had my son since I was 15. Now I have two sons. And so, like, the majority of my young adult life to my now life is like, I've always worried about what other people thought about me because it always felt like I lived life with a label. Like, I'm a teen mom. I got a kid. Niggas waiting for me to do some goofy shit. Like, people are waiting for me to be unconventional. Or people are waiting on me to be like, I don't want to do that either so that I can be this or be that kind of person. Like, I always dealt with those types of things in my head. So I never allowed myself to be pulled. But now I'm coming into a space and place where I'm comfortable with being pulled and I'm at peace with it. And it is what it is. So yeah, you have to just let yourself, go the way. Um so when you don't let yourself go the way, you run into what you interpret as obstructions and delays. And I just said that, like, you're not even like putting two and two together. You're just like, dang, I got rocked again. Dang, I got another flat tire. Dang, this is da da da. Yeah, I gotta do it. Like, you're not even relating two and two. You're just wondering why it's so hard, right? And you're just like, if I keep going, it's gonna get better till I'm 65, right? And I'll be able to retire. And then 65 roll around, and it's like, dang, I ain't got enough money to retire. It was so hard to maintain the past 65 years. Now I gotta figure out how to maintain the rest till I die. Like, you know, you don't even think about how hard it is to maintain the thing you holding on to because you're not letting yourself just go. And you're lacking help from other spiritual quarters, and you end up with a miserly existence that you live like trains trying to run without staying on the tracks. Trains have a hard time running without being on tracks. I'm sure that before you got on tracks, if you're already on the spiritual path, I'm sure it was very hard. It was hard for me too, and I couldn't figure out why. I always felt like I was doing the right thing because I was good to other people, but I wasn't being good to myself. I wasn't tapping into me, and that made a big difference. I thought I was good before. Whew, I feel so different now. It's crazy. Sometimes I go on my bag and I go back to ghetto Nika sometimes. And then I gotta check myself, like, Nika, chill, you trying to be different. But, like, so, I got a balance. I got a duality with me. I still got a lower self. I still got my sharp tongue. I still don't take no, you're not going to talk to me in kind of way. You're not going to come at me with things. You're not going to unload your bags on me. And that's something that changed in me, though. I will let people unload their bags on me. I'm not doing that no more.
Mom, you promised to get me another one. Right?
I did. If you look, see that container, that clear container down there? Yeah, the one underneath it. That's okay, cause you wouldn't have been able to open it anyway. You see that one, that big one over there?
Huh?
Yep. Yeah, all the crystals are in there. My baby wants his own organite. He likes my organites, so he'd be in my room taking 5-finger discounts of my stones.
The diamond, but not that much.
So yeah, special. I'm not going to get into all of that. Key phrases during this time: attention to cycles, promote success.
Thank you, Mom.
You're welcome, baby. Can you close the door, please?
Okay.
Perseverance, steadfastness, stubbornness, patience. You guys can listen to my song Abundance if you like. Restraint, good organization, inhibition, pessimism, caution, etc., etc. Biological correspondence, physiologically, the frigid and dry energy of Saturn is the basis of crystallizing functions that govern the formation of our bony system. So if you live in Jersey like me, the cold hurts my body. Like I do this, I contract like an old lady, and I go in the house. It is also the seat of the catabolic processes that govern aging, thus limiting the lifespan of life forms. And this is where the leaves fall off the trees. Pathology, where the vitality, which is the solar force, and the immunity, which is the martial force, are weak, and the Saturnial energy generates disorders characterized by the abnormal disposition of crystallized materials in various parts of the body, thus causing gout, gallstones, rheumatoid arthritis. So, like, think about like when it's cold outside, even you're a very hot person inside, but there are some items inside of you that choose to get cold, that do get cold, um, and that causes things to occur within, like, what is that word where when you put sometimes you put milk in tea and it coagulates, some coagulation going on or something like that. I think that's what the word is. And so that's what goes on, and we have labels for that, and we call it gallstones and um, things like that. Because and then also we're starting to become more still as we hibernate and things like that. So as we awaken, you do have the desire naturally to exercise. Like, yo, I'm about to go work out. Like, yo, I need to go do some yoga. Da, da, da. Like your spirit is telling you, like, hey, it's time to shake those clumped up cells and loosen them and get the circulation going and the system going and all that fun stuff. But yeah, arthritis, paralysis, sclerosis, and blood impurities. So be careful. Comedic therapeutics during this time, healing through words of power, refrigerant, stypic, astringent, and antipyrectic. Chinese medicine is spleen meridian. Cold disease patterns, use warming herbs, focus on your spleen and your liver, dryness patterns. So when I read that, that just said drink tea to me. Drink tea during this time. And I drink a lot of tea. So yeah, that's what it is on the Planetary Volume 1, Capricorn season. And so now we done went through pagan, Christianity, mainstream, every aspect we could of Capricorn energy. And now it's time for I love both parts, but this is the part I get excited about because it's just like such a beautiful mirror of alignment. Like it makes my heart smile in a special way. Anyway, so this is the planetary forecast. Now we're going to get into what the planets are doing, where they're going, who they're doing it with. So, Mercury. Mercury rules our decision-making mind and how we communicate, how we learn, how we teach, things of that nature. And Mercury enters Capricorn. Well, it did enter Capricorn yesterday. Wait, this ain't it. Hold up. This is last year's. That's funny. Hold up. I was about to read last year's. I was about to say, we're not in Capricorn energy no more. Get out of here. If you ever want to tune into last year's, though, it's definitely on YouTube right now. You guys can, when this video is over, guys can head over to YouTube and check that out. It was cool. I listened to it. I do listen to myself over. I like to listen to my own forecast in the middle of the month, like, and I like to listen to my last year's forecast before I start this year's, like the filming of it. I've already did the research, just listening to the filming of it to compare, and it's always fun. I like learning. Learning is fun for me. Yes. So, Mercury. Well, right now we're in Leo ascending. So anybody born during this time, they're a Leo ascendant. Get ready. Oh, I have a little cousin. I just got a cousin. Oh, she's a Leo ascendant. And that's cool because her dad is a Leo. That's what's up. So the midheaven is in Aries right now. And that's in the ninth house. Mercury rules our decision-making mind and how one communicates, teaches, and learns, like I said. And it entered Capricorn. It was in Capricorn in the 5th house on December 21st. And during that time, the Capricorn energy brought like a stable, serious energy towards how we communicate, how we learn. Everybody's, I don't know, I don't watch the news. I don't know what y'all doing. As far as that mainstream part of life goes, I have no idea what the fuck y'all be doing. I don't even hear nothing because I don't even hang with people that know what the fuck y'all be doing. But I'm sure there's some crazy stuff going on with COVID and masks and vaccines, and talks are getting serious about that, I'm sure. And so you can relate that to the Mercury energy in Capricorn. Maybe some restrictions going on. I don't know if jobs are starting to add that to the roster of things you need to do. Maybe healthcare jobs are starting to add the vaccine. Maybe patient requirements if you are in a hospital and you have to move to a long-term facility or short-term or whatever, it might be a patient requirement like the flu vaccine or whatever. I don't know, but that would be the energy. I would think if that was happening. I'm just guessing. January 6th, Mercury enters the 6th house and the Capricorn. And the 6th house deals with your health and your wellness and your daily routines and the choices made over a lifestyle. This is the Virgo energy. So you have like double earth energy. So starting the 6th, you'll feel like really getting going with whatever you're organizing and planning right now with Capricorn in the 5th house. You're definitely going to start implementing those things, because Virgo is that, all right, we organize now, we planning, it's about to get the fuck done. You know what I mean? So then when Mercury enters Aquarius on the 8th and it stays in that 6th house of daily routine and getting things done, that's when it's now we're in motion. And Aquarius energy is that energy of individuality, rebellious energy. So you might find yourself communicating more rebellious talk, having more communication in regards to not doing what Mercury was, not doing where Mercury was at in that Capricorn energy. And see how I read this? Mercury was Capricorn around this time last year as well. So that was a fun. Yeah, so we're coming out of that restriction energy. We're planning and organizing. We're creating a new structure. We're learning, because this is Mercury that we're talking about. We're communicating things. And then we're coming to this Aquarius energy. I'm very hype about this Aquarius energy. Let me tell you, because first of all, people really started paying attention to the planets recently when Saturn and Jupiter were so close. And Saturn and Jupiter are always fucking close. So it's cool for people to finally realize, like, oh, this means something. So we're going to get into that in a minute too, though. Venus. Now we're getting into Venus. Venus rules love and finances and what one is attracted to. Venus was in Sagittarius December 15th in the 4th house. Sagittarius is the energy of generosity. And Yes, we have come a long way. It's the house of generosity. It's the house of optimism and adventurous energy. It's also can become pretty impatient. So if you felt like angsty or felt like you were racing for time or you had to hurry up and get things done within a certain space and place of time, it may have been that Venus energy of finances and material wealth and things you're attracted to sitting inside of that Sagittarius fire. And this was directed towards your fourth house energy of home and family. So the close knit spaces you have, because the fourth house is that cancer energy. Then January 4th, Venus will be entering Sagittarius fifth house. So now we're moving from that inward energy. Now we're going a little bit more outward in our creativity, our romance, our pleasure, as well as how we rear our children. We interact with our children and our confidence. And that also makes sense because we come back to school. For those of you who are doing the online learning and still staying within the school system, the kids go back to school January 4th. So the interaction there will be a shift in interaction on a below sense. um Maybe the schools are implementing new things as January 4th roll around. Maybe they're getting ready for kids to be physically present as it warms up. I am crossing my fingers and hoping and praying because this morning I had such a beautiful conversation with a group of people, and I'm hoping that um there's one individual who has a curriculum. As I read through it and go through it, it's what I need for me to pull my kids out entirely and just be, that's the goal. So I don't know, maybe that might happen for me within the time Venus is in Sagittarius in that energy. It'll only be for 4 days because January 8th, Venus goes into the Capricorn energy and it'll be in the fifth house. So, Capricorn energy deals with authority and discipline and, the alignment, the structure of everything. So, with Venus entering in that energy, you're going to feel like a shift in those things. Maybe, excuse me, aligning with that Mercury energy because Capricorn, you're like, Venus is like on the tail of Capricorn energy at that point because Capricorn will be entering Aquarius when Venus enters Capricorn. So praying or manifesting, you can do a little of both. Pray to who you want to pray to and manifest within yourself. And hope anchors the soul. Yeah, I'm learning to be a little bit more intentional with my words when speaking. I'm very intentional with my words when I make my music, but speaking, when I'm freestyling speaking, I don't. I'm working on it. However, the intentions are indeed the same. Yeah, so with like Mercury and Venus being, tail and foot, head and tail. Venus is, you're gonna start to feel like energy creating some type of like discipline and alignment and obtaining the things that you're attracted to, because Venus is all about what you're attracted to, your material things, your finances and things like that, as well as your love. So you may, find yourself finding more structure and alignment in that area of your life with that. Mars rules animal instincts, motivations, energy, desires, how you express anger, what makes you angry, what makes you act, and how you direct your ambition. So Mars has been in Aries since November 30th. Aries in the ninth house. And so it's like a double fire energy. Like you've probably been like super motivated to get things done. Like there's like big things probably are brewing in 2021 because a lot of you guys have been just like build. Especially, I think this year was probably like the first year for a lot of you guys to not go into 1000% hibernation like you usually do because you guys had so much to build and prepare for. All of us, we did so much. We tapped into that Gemini midheaven energy in March so well when COVID first happened that it would be no surprise to me for everyone to say that this hibernation season this year has been totally different. Like I know a lot of people are saying that they want to start being nomadic so that they don't have to deal with this cold colder energy to the certain extreme that they're currently living in. I myself am included in that conversation. Um, so yeah, and then the ninth house deals with travel and philosophy, education. It's that Sagittarius energy. So, like I said, a lot of people are saying they want to be nomadic. They want to, I recently seen a post, I don't know if it was real or not, about a celebrity wanting to go to another country and live. Um, a lot of people are moving out of America because a lot of people feel that, there is no, whatever it is that we're looking for to have here is not here. And we need to go elsewhere instead of keep trying to force it, force it, force it. And other people are still like, nah, we're gonna make it. I see some people buying land by the acres. I see some people, creating organizations. It's just, just a lot of like that warrior Aries energy, like that taking initiative, like a lot of things that you guys are doing, people will be scared to do. Like black owned militias were built in months. So many organizations were built in months of people just being, you know what, I am not bigger than the whole. I'm about to do this for the whole. And that's dope. Super duper dope. So we've definitely been absorbing and applying that beautiful Mars energy in Aries in the ninth house. I love it. I love it. Watching people's philosophies change, people's daily routines and way of lives change, people's interactions with foreign affairs, foreign businesses, people doing business with people overseas and things of that nature. It's been pretty dope. Um, on January 6th, we have like a January 6th, January 8th, y'all might feel tired or y'all might feel like super crazy. It just might be like a big like thing because the planets are shifting around that time. You know what I'm saying? Like it's three planets shifting into different energies around that time. So the sixth to eighth is going to be a little. Next week is going to be a little. Get ready for it. You're going to feel like you just got off an airplane. But Mars is in Taurus in the ninth house. Um, Mars and Taurus in the ninth house. We know Taurus is that reliable, stubborn energy. It's also determined. It's Venus energy, so it's back to the obtaining finances and what you're attracted to and beautiful things. And you may feel a little lazy too. Taurus got that slow to action energy, but on the outside looking in, it looks like laziness. But it's kind of like I want to adopt this concept that I have to get this done when I'm ready to adopt this concept, and it's a little slower than everyone else. Fuck you talking about? So with that energy, we've been so fired up and building. Now we might slow down a little bit. It might be a little, just a little slowdown, and it's okay. Don't get upset with yourself. Don't get impatient with yourself. Like I said, next week is going to be like a crazy, shift anyway. So you shifting into that Taurus season at first, it might be a little tiring. It might be a lot to adapt to, trying to slow down after being so fired up so long. Now you're coming into that. All right, now it's time to implement this routine with all this fire and all these things I've built and all this inspiration I've had this past couple months or so. So yeah, that's what's happening with the Mars energy. Jupiter governs our generosity, tolerance, law, religion, tradition, order, business, growth, wisdom, and luck. Go back and get your history and culture and give them people back theirs. Yeah. I don't know what you're referring to. Are you referring to how I read the charts? Um, Ju- Jupiter starting December 19th, Jupiter was in Aquarius energy in the sixth house. The Aquarius energy, like I told you guys before, it deals with the original social rebellious energy. And the sixth house deals with health, wellness, daily routine, and organization. So during this time, because all last year Jupiter was in Capricorn energy, so we dealt with a lot of us, putting like our restrictions and our structure and our authority and things of that nature was on the forefront. It was on a magnifying glass. And because Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto were together in Capricorn the majority of last year, we dealt with like the combination of those three planets in that authority energy. So you dealt with a lot of secrets coming out, a lot of transformation of energy, maybe a lot of things we were giving obedience to and submission to. We realized in hindsight that that's not where the energy should have been directed to. That's not where the dependence should have been, or that submission should have been given to. A lot of these people that have been in power, their secrets are coming out. The pendulum is swinging, and the people who felt like they were powerless are now the more powerful. So with those three planets have been being in Capricorn for so long during that time, an entire year. Now we're coming into Jupiter entering this rebellious energy. So all the things that we have learned that has been, put under the magnifying glass, now we have, these documentaries that are bringing things out to light. Now we have, us using our platform and our ability to research our new understanding of tapping into ourselves and just trusting the God in us and the information that's coming to us through streams of thought, recognizing our ability and the fact that all we did was create phones and computers and stuff that do what we already do. You know what I mean? We can absorb messages. We just don't trust ourselves to be able to say, oh, well, this message came from here over there for that because of that. No, now we need an interface to tell us where it came from and why and what that. That's all we did is we put labels to the things that we already see and hear and feel in the inside. We just never trusted it. We had to make a tool to see it. And so now we're coming out of that tool shit, because Capricorn was all about that physical material things and always needing to go outward, and it has to be a tool. It has to be, these things. And now we're going into this Aquarius energy where it's like, now it's time to go with the flow. You have no choice but to go to the way of where the water is going. So, yeah, and this is being directed in the sixth house and your health and wellness and daily routine. So it's definitely you're definitely implementing that shift now that you were learning about last year. We were learning and building and growing. Now it's time to start using it. So now it's regular. It's not astounding to meet spiritual people anymore. I want this to be regular. I want everybody to be on. I know I can't impose my things on everybody, but like this needs to be regular. It needs to be right. Can't be like, oh, I can't find other people like me. No, during this time now it's time for alignment. So yeah, that's what we're dealing with in Jupiter this year. This is why I'm so excited. Like, what? Aquarius energy? Do you see what we conquer with Capricorn energy? And like all the people that were using their platform to like demolish the people that have been sitting on their pedestals, on their thrones for so many decades. Like, yo, so many things have crumbled. Like so many things have crumbled. Even things like if you're not even into politics like that, like so many politic things have crumbled. Like you say what you want about the president, but that man has assisted in things crumbling. You can't deny that man being in the position he needed to be in during that Capricorn season of things coming apart. Things are in alignment. It's so in alignment. You can't get mad. You can't get mad. So Saturn rules our restrictions and our boundaries and depressions and self-discipline and how one may distance themselves. It also rules how one may be restraining themselves, their fear, and their challenges. Well, Saturn, starting December 17th, I told you guys Saturn was in Capricorn energy all last year. Now Saturn is also entering in Aquarius energy. And we dealt with during that time, what was that, like the 18th or the 20th? Somewhere around that time where Jupiter and Saturn were so close because they both were basically entering Aquarius energy simultaneously. Like, yo, we really about to rebel this year, y'all. Y'all ready? They might pull out the concentration camps, but we gonna make that shit lit because we ain't about the shit. We ain't about that submissive shit no more. Like this Aquarius energy is just like so exciting, and I feel it, and it's like all the things that we manifested this year, like last year, like we're really moving in it, and regular. Like we're really moving in it. I don't know what y'all realities is looking like on y'all end, but like over here, people are really moving in the things that they're talking about. The gardens are happening. The communities are happening. The building is happening. The traveling is happening. The art being celebrated is happening. The havens for our children and our women and our men are happening, and it's so cool. It's like really fucking cool, and it's like as and that was all in Capricorn energy where we were still like going head to head and still like you gotta break the building down to build it up. We were still breaking the building down and still having like the little using the rocks to build something different at the same time. And so now we're just coming into the movement of the things with this restricted, challenging, fearful energy being in this rebellious, individualistic energy. It's just going to be a tug of war going on. And that's going to be a beautiful tug of war because then we have Pluto and the Capricorn energy mirroring it on one side. And then we have Uranus and Taurus mirroring that same, like we fighting against the machine energy on another side. And it's going to be scary to some of y'all and some of y'all realities because y'all have to align in y'all space and be the nut and be the bolt and be the knee and the toe and the eye that y'all supposed to be for things to transcend. But you have to, you have to trust the God in you. It's just such an exciting time. Like, you have to understand that we are in charge. We are the foundation of the new era to come. The new era to come is going to depend on us and how we're shaping it right now. Do you understand? Because a lot of people are just accepting the fact that the government has a new world order, but that's what you want it to be. If you want it to be the government's new world order, or if you want it to be the people's new world order, I choose the people. I trust the God in us more than I trust the God in the system that was created to uphold one group of people over another. You know what I'm saying? I hope so. So getting into Uranus, which I keep coming back to because I just love the fact that this planet is in Taurus. It just makes me happy. I just see it in my head, like I see it in my head because I have fought against so many things in my life, and I'm just like, it is just so soothing to know, like, yo, above, below, And I see all of you guys fighting things in your life, and I'm just like, above and below. You guys are fighting against things. Uranus is up there fighting for us. It's just beautiful. So Uranus governs over one's individuality, their progressiveness, change. It's a force that makes one do things in a new way or face the truth about the ways they've been living. And it's in Taurus, which is that stubborn, reliable, traditional. I'm a hold this, I hold grudges, I hold traditions, I hold way of lives, I hold material things, I hold, beautiful things, like all that energy, like all that materialism and consumerism and all that thing. Uranus is just in there, just chipping away at all of that. And that's why I said earlier, we're going to transcend from this materialism that we've incorporated in our spirituality. At some point in time, we're going to transcend from this. We've got people that have been sun eating and air eating for decades already. So just imagine when we get to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, eventually we're going to get to the point where we do that for play. Like, I'm already at the point where I love my crystals, but I know I don't need my crystals to do what I need to do. I can look at somebody, feel somebody, and get a message. Like, I don't need a tarot card. I don't need any of those things. I use those because I know some people don't trust the God in me. They trust the God in the objects. So sometimes that's what's necessary for that person to trust the God in the space, period. Because it's not just me, it's not just in objects, it's also in the air. Like, you breathing it in, you're exhaling it out. So if you can't, some people don't trust that. Some people, you have to have a card or a crystal, and that's okay because that's a stage, that's a phase. They can transcend too. I'm pretty sure they came from a space where that wasn't enough. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's okay. It's okay. We're coming together, and I'm so excited. So this has been going on, Uranus and Taurus, since March 5th, 2019. That's when this happened, in March 5th, 2019. Isn't that crazy? Like, and Uranus will be in Taurus until April 26th, 2026. So we have like 6 more years of this, like, just beautiful, just transformation and breaking things down and building things back up. And it's just like, it's cool. I bang with it. My yacht is happening. Yes, for real. It is. It really is happening. And I'm very excited about it. I'm so excited about what this year is just. And then if you want to think even further, what happens after Aquarius season is Pisces, and we get all mystical and stuff, and then Aries, where we all fired up. Like, yo, when you get into, like, it makes the years just seem exciting. Like, yo, I can't wait till Jupiter is in Pisces, cuz. But yeah, so yeah, Uranus and Taurus makes me happy. I'm very excited about that energy. The next 6 years is definitely gonna be litty litty, and I hope y'all buckled up. Neptune rules over your subconscious, your dreams, your healing, your inspirations, and psychic sensitivity. And this is a dimension of life that cannot be experienced by the five senses. Neptune is in Pisces, and it has been in Pisces since February 4th, 2012. In the Right now, it's in the seventh house. It's switched between houses, but it has been in Pisces energy since 2012, and it will remain in Pisces energy until January 26, 2026. So 2026, we'll start to see a shift in our outer planets, that Uranus energy that has us in Taurus, in our subconscious energy that's right now in the subconscious energy of Pisces. So we have two subconscious energies within each other, which is why you see such an abundance in African indigenous people, world, just global indigenous people coming into their spirituality. That's why, and you'll continue to see it. It's happening. Neptune is in Pisces, as above, so is below. Um, and we're coming into with it. And even the people that are skeptical, like my brother is always, my brother is very frank, and he has a very frank personality, and I love it. I have a very frank personality. He's very malleable. He's just not malleable with me. But we're both Virgos, so we can feel a room and know how to communicate. But we're ourselves when we're together. We're our mean selves when we're together. But he's always called me a witch and like fucking crystals. What were you talking about? Da, 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 da. And I'm like, whatever. And then came to me like, oh, I got a girlfriend. You'll like her. She into crystals and shit just like you. And now he wearing bracelets, and now he coming up, yo, what kind of crystal I need for this. Like, so it's happening. Like, you can't get upset. You just gotta go with it. Like, Neptune is in Pisces right now. Let's get spicy. Let's get crazy a little bit. I'm trying to get spooky. So you would definitely should be feeling very intuitive and sensitive right now, especially with this is sitting in the seventh house. And the seventh house is like how one deals with their one-on-one relationships, the importance of their relationships. During this time, it's a good time to close deals and sign contracts, find balance, and you're definitely dealing with fairness in this energy. So you just have like the energy of Neptune, Pisces, and Libra energy all in one. And I just, when I think of those energies all in one, I think of like a pastel pink and blue kind of intertwined, like a soft, a soft masculine energy. I don't even think like a feminine. I have like a soft masculine. Like it's a very nice balance. Like I don't know. I just think of like a real mystical mermaiding type thing going on, mermaid and mermen just chilling and shit. That's what I think of when I think of Neptune, and I'm just like, I think it's so dope. Like the energy that is it's raining down from Neptune being in Pisces right now too, because the more people I see get into crystals, and the more women I see get into the waist beads and the yoni care, and the more men and women I see get into just self love and black love and black business love and black creative love. I come from a space and place where like being an artist wasn't a job. Like that's not sensible. That's not this. That's not that. But then now, as an adult, I see these, other black adults like, yeah, get that art, get that business, make that money from that. Da, 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 da. And I always grew up in a space where that's not how you make money. That's a hobby. That's this, that. And why black people always doing it? And here go another black DJ. Here go another black rapper. Like that's what I was used to hearing. So to hear the transformation in our words and the life that we speak into our creators, that I didn't, I grew up hearing, but I also grew up hearing the latter. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful. I really appreciate it. So yeah, getting into Pluto. Pluto, I keep talking about too, because Pluto is just so alive to me. When I think of Pluto, I think of, I don't know if y'all watch Sabrina, but I think of Lilith. Of course, you think of Lilith when you think of Pluto, but they're two different concepts. Lilith is a whole different energy on your chart. But I think of Lilith, I think of like a sassy, she fly. I was Adam's first. And when Adam tried to replace me, he got Eve, and they had to go and they had to descend. That's what you get, cuz like that's what I think of. I think of the sassy, like get it, like and I'm about to tell all y'all secrets, and I'm about to I'm about to shake the table. That's what I think of when I think of Pluto. I think of like that friend that you can't have on speakerphone because they about to turn up. It don't matter what the setting is. Like, you about to shake the table, bro. Please don't. Like, don't embarrass me in front of these people. But Pluto has been in fifth house in Capricorn. And it has been in fifth house in Capricorn since January 26, 2008. Now, listen, what happened in January 2008? I'll wait for y'all to respond. What happened in January 2008? Y'all taking too long. That's when Obama became president, y'all. Obama became president in January 2008. And was that or was that not the time where people started transforming? You really started to see people's true colors come out. Corporations, the banks and their redlining started coming out. History started coming out more and more on the forefront. All of the skeletons, all of the graves started coming up in 2008. Pluto entered Capricorn energy in 2008. In January 2008 too, cuz like, and this is going on until January 20th, 2024, the end of the next election. Stop playing with the stars, stop playing with the cosmos, stop playing with yourself. Like look, like for real, for real. As above, so is below, and that's beautiful. So, when Pluto exits Capricorn, you're gonna get ready for Pluto to enter Aquarius and after the next election. And the stuff that y'all scared of, like, oh, we gonna rebel, we gonna it's gonna be a war, da da da. Why y'all scared? Why are you scared? Prepare yourself. Know the God in you. And if you're not a good fighter, be good at dodgeball. Learn how to hide. Go ahead, go start building your little cubby hole now. Like, you can't be scared of what's inevitable. The stars are already aligned. The planets are already aligned. Do you think that your energy is stronger than that of a planet? Do you know how many U's it takes to create the energy of a planet? The sound, you cannot yell louder than the sound of a planet. Let me tell you, you cannot. You can try. You can sound loud to you, but you cannot be louder than a planet. And everything is created with sound. So, like, go ahead and see if you can manifest something louder than Jupiter or manifest something louder than what Pluto is manifesting. Let me see. I want to see. Earth ain't even bigger than Jupiter. Like, we all could yell at the same time and we still wouldn't be loud enough for what the cosmos are doing. Jupiter and Saturn are together, so we can't like they in alliance. You cannot. You would just not. You're just not. Gotta stop fighting the cosmos. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. So Pluto is out here in Capricorn, and that's what we're dealing with until January 2024. Ironically, the next election. So you're dealing with the death and the rebirth and transformation, the destruction and the healing over that Capricorn energy of restrictions and challenges and fears and all the things you take serious and all the things that were stable to you that are now being ripped from you, like your job, your paycheck. If you were on any type of assistance and it's starting to dry out, or any type of stability, those family members you were relying on. A lot of us were relying on those grandparents that were born in the 20s, and a lot of them died this year. A lot of us are dealing with that too. Not just, a hierarchy in government, but also dealing with the loss and transformation of a hierarchy in our family. My aunt died the beginning of December. She spent all of Scorpio season accepting her death, and then she passed away at the end of it. And she was 100 years old. She turned 100 years old December 19th. She passed away December 5th. And she was our matriarch. So we have to deal with that in our Pluto energy. Like, you have to deal with the transformation in that level of authority. That was the woman, she brought us even closer together now, I feel like, because now we're communicating more frequently than we used to. But we definitely came together for Analyzer. Like we came together for the lady. Like, so it's just beautiful. Like, it's not just on a larger, we don't have to focus on the government all the time. We don't got to focus on supremacy all the time and money all the time. We can focus on our homes. You can focus on your home on a more personal level. I always lived in a 5-person home. It was me, my life partner, and our 3 kids. And then last year we broke up. And then I had to deal with, learning how to be with my 2 kids and my bonus daughter being less involved with her because now I'm no longer in that in that space or on that throne to say, hey, can we have her? Can we get her? Can we like I'm not in that space to do that anymore. And I don't think anybody cares about my feelings in that situation. So I'm learning to be cool with the fact nobody cares about how I feel. Like, I've only been around her for like 9 years. It's cool. But like, just dealing with that and dealing with a transformation in my home with my boys. And now I'm dating someone, been, some time now, over a year. Now I'm dating someone who is becoming, the patriarch in my home to me and my boys. So now it's like, transformations are going on. It's not just like on a government level, it's also in your home and stuff. And that's cool. And then we've already dealt with the full moon. How did you guys deal with the full moon? How was that for y'all? Because the full moon had me crazy. First of all, the full moon is still today too. It started yesterday. It was in Gemini. And yesterday I felt crazy. I felt everywhere. I was just like so like I always think of science. And science, when you have water, when I'm water, I'm chilling. I'm cool, calm, collected. When you heat me up to the point where I'm boiling and I turn into air, I feel like too expanded and it give me anxiety. Like the cells and air, how the cells and air moves and moves fast and excited. I feel like that. Like I feel like I'm turning into steam. Like, and I don't like that feeling. I guess psychologists call that anxiety. I call it, I don't like that shit. So that's how I felt yesterday with the moon in Gemini. My Mars is also in Gemini. So my Mars was definitely 1,000% activated. I was trying to get a million one things done in yesterday. I definitely was juggling yesterday and I dropped a few balls. I won't lie. That's my thing. Because my Mars is in Gemini, I'm always motivated to do multiple things at one time. I have a hard time focusing on doing one thing. So when I first started meditating and stuff, it was very hard for me because I would start thinking about all the other spiritual things I could do once I finish this. I can do yoga, I can do this, I can do that. Or next time I meditate, I want to do. Like my intentions be good, but it's like my mind not still. You know what I'm saying? So that defeats the whole purpose. So yesterday I felt like that, and it was like in my chest. My chest was like this, like I had a Starbucks coffee, and I haven't had coffee in months. And then my stomach was like, Virgos hold their anxiety in their stomach. It was just it was a lot yesterday. And after a while, I start to get angry because now it's just like I'm ready to fucking chill. But how my mind moves is when I start to get angry, I get the physical responses for anger, and I'll tell myself, "All right, Nika, you mad, chill." But what my mind will do sometimes as well is it'll start thinking of things. It'll start attracting thoughts and memories and shit that ain't even happen, that might not never happen, that will agree with the madness I already feel. It'd be like a whole thing. Anyway, that's what the moon did to me yesterday. And I was upset about it. I didn't appreciate that at all. But then tonight, tonight, we are at a 100% full moon. I feel more calm today. I got up this morning. I had a beautiful conversation with a group of beautiful people. I'm doing this Capricorn reading with you guys. When I get done this, I'm going to work on my business book that I have happening with you for you guys. I'm gonna do some jewelry stuff. I'm gonna go work at the garden. We're gonna go do some volunteer work. Like I feel cool. I feel cool today. Today's full moon is in Cancer energy, so you may feel a little cooler today. You might feel a little bit at peace. When I think of Cancer, I always think of like I don't know if you guys care about the Muppets. The Muppets had like an Aruba, Jamaica scene where like Kermit the Frog was singing the Piggy, and there was a beautiful scene with the sky was kind of purple and indigo, and the water was purple and indigo, and the sun was kind of like I'm down, but I'm not down, and that's what I think of when I think of Cancer. It's like I'm kind of chilling. I'm a little intuitive. You come out here, you feel like you can meditate and be insightful, and that's maybe how you feel today, which is probably why I felt so motivated to do my planetary forecast today, because I really wanted to get it done yesterday. Like I said, my Mars was the moon was in Gemini yesterday, and I was trying to do a million and one things. And honestly, I didn't realize the moon was in Gemini until this very moment. I realized it was a full moon when I was in the car, and I was like, "Why the fuck am I going crazy? Like, I just want to chill. Like, yo, what's wrong?" And then I thought about it. I was like, "Yo, it's a full moon." And then an hour or two later, I saw it, and I was like, "Oh, okay, it makes sense." So now seeing that it's in Gemini, I'm like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." And I'm glad I didn't do the forecast yesterday because I really was not. I was not. It probably would not have been this smooth. It probably would not have been this intuitive. I probably would have been like it probably would not have been this. But during full moons, I'm very clumsy. I have been dropping things and knocking things over, and you may also feel emotional during this time too. Though, I cried this morning. I thought about my Aunt Eliza. I don't know. It was a bit. It was random, but I cried this morning. I did a little silent sniffle. Um, or you may feel crabby and you probably just really want to go inward today. Might not feel like it. So if you made plans today and you realize you didn't feel like it, don't push yourself. It's okay. It's okay to go home today. You don't have to do all this stuff. So yeah, that's the planetary forecast. That's what I do every zodiac season. As I come more into alignment with myself, every morning I will be doing a forecast with you guys. It will be more specific because I won't have to do the whole overall zodiac energy forecast. So, with this more specific daily morning forecast, which will also help keep me aligned, I will get into the angles of where the planets are for the day and the moon phase for the day and things of that nature. So, you can prepare yourself for the rest of the day, or you can listen to me on YouTube because these videos are recorded and they are on my YouTube page. You can listen to me on YouTube in the night and reflect on how your whole day went and say, dang, like, oh, that's the planets was doing that while I was over here doing this. So that's what I'll be doing. That's how I'm aligning myself. And that's how I'm starting my day every morning and starting my night every evening, doing the research and doing my, videos with you guys in the morning to inform you guys. And if you have any events or things like that you guys want me to give a shout out to, please, I'm very, very open to that. I have no problem with doing that. So that is the planetary reading. We have Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn entering Aquarius for a bit together. Because Mercury does what Mercury is in and out of there. With that, you have your learning, communication, energy in conjunction with your law, tolerance, tradition, order energy, in conjunction with your restrictions, challenge, fear energy, in conjunction with your original social rebellious energy, which is also in conjunction with your health, wellness, daily routine, and life decisions. So that's what those three planets do inside of that Aquarius sixth house energy. Then you have Venus and Pluto and Capricorn in the fifth house. And then at some point in time, the sun will be in Capricorn. Well, the sun is in Capricorn now. And then the new moon will be in Capricorn on the 12th. So the new moon is on the 12th and it'll be in Capricorn. So with the Venus, Pluto, the sun, and the moon all in Capricorn at the same time, you have love and finance and what you're attracted to in conjunction with transformation, sexual energy, secrets, and passion, in conjunction with energy of beginnings and the sun energy in conjunction with restrictions, fears, and challenges and order. And this is all directed towards your creativity, your romance, your pleasure, your how you rear your children, and your confidence. So you'll probably feel more confident in your transformations and how you obtain the things that you're attracted to and things of that nature towards towards the 12th of the month. Strong things will occur during that time. Mars, Uranus, and Taurus, they're all in the ninth house. So you're dealing with your motivations, your energy, and your desire, expression, in conjunction with your individuality, progressiveness, change, and truth. And all of that is inside of your stubborn, traditional, material value and what you're attracted to energy of Taurus. And the ninth house deals with your travel, philosophy, higher education, new perspective. So a lot of energy is going to go towards being progressive and changing your truth towards things that you have been stubborn with, and we're applying that to your philosophies. And that's fun, right? Yeah. Today, what's today? The 29th? Oh, I don't have the moon for. Oh, I do have the moon today. Today's a full moon. I don't have the moon for today. But yeah, starting tomorrow morning, I will be and tuning with you guys and doing a daily forecast. And then I will still do the Zodiac forecast to give you guys overall views. The daily one will just be way more detailed for the daily. And it'll be something you guys can go back to and things like that. I appreciate you guys all tuning in with me. Thank you for participating on YouTube and my various pages on Facebook and Twitter. I appreciate you all. I'm trying to figure out how to get myself on Instagram at the same time as well. Working on that part. You could also find us on my website, letsnobodiescollection.com. So yeah, I love you guys. Hope you enjoyed this Capricorn reading. I enjoyed giving it to you. And that's all I have. Be blessed.